Welcome back to Rock Springs, Wyoming. The 6,200-pound four-wheel drive class here. 650 cubic inches is the engine limitation. No superchargers allowed here. 1,000 horsepower and up. And all four wheels turning. Lots of high horsepower. Let's get right back into the action. This is Ron Green out of Fort Morgan, Colorado, and the truck he calls the Kamikaze. 1991 GMC Budweiser sponsored the Kamikaze truck, ready to come up here and run. Interesting, these naturally aspirated engines and being in this high altitude right near the Continental Divide, it does not seem to have affected these particular vehicles at the time. Ron Green, Fort Morgan, Colorado. This was a close pull for him. The first time we've seen him on a Grand National circuit. A 1991 GMC calls it the Kamikaze, and it's sponsored by Budweiser. We'll see what happens for Ron Green. Ron Green with a good effort right there. Tried to walk it out a little bit more, but he just didn't have the horses to get it done. 277 feet and 2 inches. Frank Young, the Monkey Business Ford, a 1989 Ford, 645 cubic inches of pulling power. 8th right now in our point standings on the Copenhagen Skoal Grand National Pulling Circuit, and one of the toughest running Fords in the nation. We'll see what the man from Loxahatchee, Florida, can come through with right now. Spots the sled only about a couple of yards close to that left-hand side of the track. We'll see what happens as the Ford takes to the track for the first time. Of a wiggle in the run. The motor started to step down, and it's all over for Frank Young. Dave Ribeiro's up next out of the San Joaquin area in sunny California. A tough-looking truck right here. He calls the Californian. His first year, competitive year on the Copenhagen Skoal Tour, and he's been to every single event. Right now, sitting up there in the points, celebrated last week with his first win ever. A good young driver, GMC Motorsports sponsored, and I tell you, he has finally figured out how to play this game. He's definitely a hard-charging, aggressive young driver, and we'll see what happens here as he takes to the track. Again, only one full pull in our class. That Bob Smith, he was our first puller. The rest of the field's been trying to catch him. Got on it, but again, they're just using about 10 feet width of the track, and they're not able to get the good bite that Bob Smith had. Well, the only competitor from the Cowboy State right here is Mr. Larry Johnson, 1972 GMC. Good-looking truck, very competitive. Now, he's been following the Grand National Circuit, so it feels good to be back home.
Powell, Wyoming, Larry Johnson.
Out of Powell, Wyoming, home state puller. The crowd goes nuts, and we'll see what this man can do. He's been running the entire circuit, and Larry Johnson can definitely make it happen. The year of the truck, 1972. Here he comes. Good run from Larry Johnson, and all rig #1, and the crowd comes alive. Well, Larry, a good run for you right here in front of the home state crowd. Boy, they loved it.
Well, I'd like to do it a lot better, but that's the breaks.
All rig #1, the only home state puller here, and boy, the crowd was behind him. Schaefer out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Former Rookie of the Year in the state of Ohio. 632 cubic inches. A top 10 performer last year. Right now, number 9 in the points with this sharp-looking 91 S10. Jeff Schaefer, win, lose, or draw. Pretty much sums it all up. We'll see what happens here. Again, they're only using about 10 feet of the track right here, and we only have one puller with a full pull, that being our number 1 puller, the first puller, the test puller, Bob Smith. Here comes Jeff Schaefer, Mount Vernon, Ohio. Great run right there. Incredible performance. Jeff Schaefer, win, lose, or draw, gets the right spot on the track like we talked about. Takes it out 300 feet on a full pull. Nice run.
Thank you. Just waited on to hook up. As soon as it did, I hit her, and that's all I could do.
Boy, everybody seems to be using the same area of the track right there. When you get down late in this class, what kind of effect does that have?
Well, I don't decide where I run until the guy before me runs. That's what he does to the track makes me decide where I go.
We'll see you in the pull-off.
Thank you.
Jeff Schaefer, win, lose, or draw, and right now, he's in a spot to do this right here. Win. Next up, Alan Snead out of Lancaster, Ohio, in a sharp-looking 1951 Chevrolet, powered by Pontiac underneath the hood, and a good-looking show-quality truck. 2 pullers left, 2 up the gate. We'll see what happens right now. Here comes Lost in the 50s with Alan Snead. Just a little bit short for Lost in the 50s. Alan Snead, a great run, but it's going to be just a little bit short.
I heard the announcement. The hook felt great, and just came a little bit short.
Looked like a good run for it. Maybe one of the best passes you've had all season.
Things have been coming around, Doc. Thanks for noticing that.
And it just breaks your heart when he comes up 2 inches short of a full pull. Out of Perry, Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Showdown, Mr. Mike Johnson, sponsored by Ditch Witch and Pennzoil. Tough running track. Mike Johnson talked about what it takes to win a Grand National Championship, and he should know he's had a couple underneath of his belt. We talked to him earlier today.
Well, it's going to take a lot of consistency, Doc, to get another Grand National title. All the trucks are real competitive, real close running trucks, and so it takes someone that's going to be real consistent weekend after weekend to do that. We've had a little bit of tough luck getting the truck dialed in, but we're starting to get back on track, and I think we still stand a chance of coming back and doing it for a 3rd time.
Mike Johnson, Perry, Oklahoma. Hammer down. Dan is waiting for you.
Mike Johnson, the Oklahoma Showdown, takes it right out the gate, 3 in a pull-up. Mike, I got to tell you, good-looking run right there. You put it into a pull-off, an excellent bit of driving.
Yeah, it felt real good. It didn't want to come up for me there at first, but I just had to get back on the clutch and ride it and got the RPMs up, and we got after it.
Best of luck in the pull-off.
Thank you very much.
Mike Johnson, former Grand National champion. We've got 3 in the pull-off, and we'll be back with all the exciting action right after this. Welcome back to the Sweetwater Motorsports Park. We've got a pull-off with Bob Smith, Jeff Schaefer, and Mike Johnson. 6,200-pound four-wheel drive class, 650 cubic inches of pull-in power. Alcohol racing alcohol, naturally aspirated engines. No superchargers here. 1,000 horsepower of pull-in power is coming up. And coming up first, the Three Bears pulling team out of Winchester, Virginia, and Mr. Bob Smith. A tough running truck. Winchester, Virginia has so many great pullers, and this four-wheel drive class, 632 cubic inches of Chevrolet power. The Three Bears pulling team, Winchester, Virginia, walks it out very, very, very slowly. Here he comes. The distance of the rest of the class will have to shoot for Bob Smith, 269 feet 6 inches. Jeff Schaefer, win, lose, or draw. Jeff right now 9th in the points. Really needs a victory. He's got himself put in pretty good shape right now to pick up a Grand National win. He's worked on the motor during the offseason. He's got the experience. We'll just have to see if he can put the right combination to work here in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Great run for Jeff Schaefer. Win, lose, or draw. Excellent run. Jeff Schaefer, excellent pass right there. Good looking pull. You got to put it all together.
Yeah, I hope it'll hold up. I don't know. I think it will. We'll just have to see.
Okay.
All righty. We'll hope it does, too, for you. Jeff Schaefer, remember, win, lose, or draw. He's banking on this right here.
So for right now, he is in first.
What a beautiful night for pulling here in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Right in the southwestern corner of this big, beautiful sky country. Tell you, Mike Johnson right now, the final competitor of the four-wheel drive class, has got experience enough to go past 286 feet. We'll see if he does it. If not, Jeff Schaefer will pick up a Grand National win on the Copenhagen Skoal Grand National Pulling Circuit.
Great grandstand. Real nice. I'm real happy to be here.
Green flag is out.
Hey, Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson's distance, 281 feet, 8 inches, not good enough to bump the lead out of Jeff Schaefer's hand. We'll have an interview with the winner, Jeff Schaefer, who turned in a distance of 286 feet and 3 inches. We'll talk to the winner right after this. Welcome back to Rock Springs, Wyoming. The 6,200-pound four-wheel drive class is in the books, and Jeff Schaefer, 91's been very, very good to you. Earlier in the year, you won your first national event. Tonight, you win your first Grand National event. It's got to feel great.
Yeah, I just can't tell you how it feels. It was well worth the long drive, and I just can't tell you how.